The back-to-school countdown has started, and that means school zones will once again be busy with parents, students, and school staff. And this morning, we want to bring in AAA Texas spokesperson Joshua Zuber and State Representative Tom Oliverson to talk about back-to-school safety and a fun, free event happening on Friday. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on.
Representative Oliverson, tell us a little bit about Tomball Night. What is that?
So Tomball Night is one of our biggest celebrations in Northwest Harris County. It is in its 51st year.
Oh, nice.
And it happens in the beginning of August, sort of back to school time. So it kind of has that theme, but it is family-friendly Friday night. Food, live music, drinks, booths, vendors, just absolute fun stuff until after the sun goes down, when we cap it off with a fireworks show. And it's one of our big draws for the Tomball community. And so Josh and I had something special planned for this one.
Nice. I mean, it sounds like a blast. Sounds like a holiday. Josh, what is your big plan? What's your big secret surprise? I don't want to give it away.
Right, yeah, so we're going to be giving away a limited number, about 200 free helmets for children. So we're going to have a booth at Tomball Night, and we're going to have also some experts there to help fit the bicycle helmets. Okay. And this is and we have limited sizes, by the way, and of course, first come, first serve. So come out and see us Tomball Night from about 5 until about 9:45, and then the fireworks go off. And so this is really important, because when we talk about injuries to children, believe it or not, the #1 cause for injuries to children under 14 are incidents with bicycles. So this is why we want to make sure that more kids have helmets in our communities.
Yeah, what is the importance of a proper fitting helmet? You mentioned that you were going to be fitting them for the right size.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to make sure, of course, that it is the proper size so that it's nice and snug on their head to protect them, of course, in case they do find themselves in an incident where they fall off the bike and hit their head.
Mm-hmm. And why is this special to you? Like, why did you want to do this for Tomball?
Well, so in addition to being state representative, I'm also a physician, and so unfortunately I have seen the consequences in pediatrics of children who do not wear a helmet and unfortunately have a head injury, and just how catastrophic that can be. So while it's not a cure-all, wearing a properly fitted bike helmet significantly reduces the incidence of what we call traumatic brain injury, which is permanent injury to the brain in a child. And children, especially those between 10 and 14 who are out, who are active, who are riding bikes, who are maybe jumping dirt piles and different things like that, they are very likely to fall and hit their head. And so if they do that and they're wearing a helmet, the incidence of permanent brain injury goes down significantly.
Well, I'm so happy that you're doing this, because I was actually not long ago speaking to somebody who was close to Dr. Red Duke, who we all know is the reason that we wear seatbelts in Texas, right? And she was saying that she thinks that bike helmets should be the next big initiative, the next big movement, because of everything that you're saying.
You're right, and it turns out that studies have shown that despite the fact that we talk about this all the time, and it's something that I think most parents know about, that it turns out that in the United States, less than 50% of households report that their children always wear a bike helmet when they're out riding their bike. So it just takes one wrong move and a fall, and you hit your head, and that can be a life-changing experience. Or life-ending experience, unfortunately.
Yeah, when the solution could be so simple. So thank you guys for being out there. That's going to be wonderful. Josh, do you have any other back-to-school safety tips you want to share with us?
Yeah, just a reminder, of course, that the school zones, they're going to be back in action. So those reduced speed limits are there for a reason. So make sure, drivers, you're observing that. You're not using a cell phone. Parents, talk to your kids, the younger ones, making sure that they know how to use a crosswalk, right? They look both ways before they cross. Don't be darting in and out of traffic, that sort of thing. And then for the older kids, remind them, of course, texting while driving, we don't want to be doing that, as well as, even when walking to and from school, it seems kind of obvious, but there's a lot of distracted walking going on now, right? So texting, the video games. Right, so we just want to remind students to pay attention, to avoid any sort of incident, of course, when they're going to and from school. And of course, make sure that you're paying attention to all the rules of the road when riding your bicycle to and from school as well, if that's your mode of transportation.
All good points, because we do report a lot on cars versus pedestrians. It's just amazing how often that happens. So please be safe out there. And as a reminder, you know, your children learn often by what you're doing. So just set that good example for them.
Absolutely.
Thank you both for being out here, and good luck at the event on Friday. We are really supportive of that. Thank you for doing it.
Thank you, Haley.